What's going on, guys? Steve V here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a poll that I had put up on the Arcade1Up Global Fanpage where I asked the community, in the next 5 years, what games would you guys like Arcade1Up to come out with? So I waited about 5 days to kind of give people enough time to vote because I knew I wanted to make a video on what ended up being the top 10 titles that us in the community wanted Arcade1Up to do. I'm going to do this countdown style. So I'm going to start with number 10 and then work my way up to number 1. And I'll let you guys know how many people voted for each title as I go. Just within the top 10 titles, there was 566 votes. So I thought that was really cool that a lot of people wanted to voice their opinion and let Arcade1Up know, like, these are the titles that we want you guys to do within this 5-year period. Another thing that was interesting was from day 1 to day 5, the games that ended up in the top 10 spots never changed. So that really goes to show that these are the top 10 games that people want Arcade1Up to do. So I'm going to start with number 10. And what came in at number 10 with 28 votes, it was actually a tie between Punch-Out and Cruisin' USA. So I'm going to start with Punch-Out. So Punch-Out is a game that's done by Nintendo, the golden goose that Arcade1Up has not been able to partner with yet to make some of these cabs that we all know and love. But I think people got a little excited there for a while because Arcade1Up did something with Mike Tyson, so they thought that was a sign that Punch-Out might be coming. But I think that was more just for marketing, and they wanted to use that Mike Tyson name to really bring up their brand name and kind of get their name out more to the casuals, and they're trying to become a household product. So Mike Tyson's name value definitely did that for them. Another thing that's kind of interesting with this cabinet is this is one of the only cabinets I can think of off the top of my head that uses 2 monitors. So Arcade1Up, if they were to ever do this cabinet, it would be a pricier cabinet for them to have to do because of the 2 monitors. So I think it would be something they would probably sell direct from their website. Because I think it is also a cabinet that would appeal more to the arcade enthusiasts. So the other one was Cruisin' USA. So Cruisin' USA is a driving cab that everybody says they want. I mean, this is one of the top 2 driving cabs that you always hear people talk about. It would need a beefier chip to kind of run the game. And also, I feel like Arcade1Up, whenever they do make Cruisin' USA, because I think they will, it's a cabinet that I think they would wait till they kind of perfected that driving cab experience. So what I mean by that is you got Ridge Racer right now that's supposed to be coming out. It has Wi-Fi, but it's just using leaderboards. I think when Cruisin' USA comes out, they want to make sure that it's an experience where they could actually have the connectivity where you can actually play against each other with these driving cabs, because that's what people want. And I think when Cruisin' USA comes out, that's what people will expect. So number 9 with 30 votes, this one shocked me. Spy Hunter. So Spy Hunter came in at number 9, and I was really shocked by this one. I know it's a game that a lot of people want, but I didn't think it would make it to the top 10, but it did. It's a great game that's really fun to play. It was supposed to be a James Bond game originally, but the whole licensing didn't work out, so they just called it Spy Hunter. Kind of same premise. You're in a car, you're kind of going around shooting and stuff. So it does still have that James Bond feel to it. It had a yoke type steering wheel. So this is something that we've already seen Arcade1Up perfect with the Star Wars cab. So I think if they were ever to do Spy Hunter, they would do it right. And I think this would be also another cab that would be direct from their website. I can't see them selling it in different retailers because it is a cabinet that I think a lot of people would see and not really know what it is. It is more for the arcade enthusiast. And I think for us, we obviously made it to number 9, so we do have an interest in it. And I think it would sell well. If they made, a limited amount of units, I think it would sell well. So at number 8, with 33 votes, is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This one I was not surprised by. I mean, it's a huge franchise, and we saw how well the first Marvel vs. Capcom cap did. And then this one, it's more fun. It's got more action, more characters. Instead of 2-on-2, you can do 3-on-3. It brings two great brands together, Capcom and Marvel, and I can only imagine the game list that's going to be on this cabinet when they do it. I know Marvel vs. Capcom will probably be on there, so you got Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You probably got another good handful of either Capcom titles or Marvel games. And then, the fact that it has Wi-Fi, I mean, we see how well that's doing for a lot of fighting cabs. I mean, with the first Marvel vs. Capcom, I mean, people loved it. With Big Blue right now, it's the biggest thing. People are doing tournaments and stuff like that. So when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 comes out, oh my God, is it going to do well? And people are probably going to go nuts, with the tournaments and stuff like that. It's going to be a very popular cabinet for sure. So at number 7 with 38 votes is WWF WrestleFest. And this one, it's a great game, but it's a licensing nightmare. And I really think the chances of this cab happening are very slim, unfortunately. You have to get all the licenses from all the wrestlers. The fact that it was WWF at that time and now it's WWE, they would have to change the logo. Some of those wrestlers do not have the greatest relationship with WWE at the moment, so it'd be hard to kind of bring them in to really do the game justice and make it the way it was supposed to be. I just feel like if they were to do this game, it would be interesting to see how WWE and Arcade1Up would have to partner up to get it done, but I think it would end up being a shell of itself because they just wouldn't be able to get all those wrestlers and like I said, the logo would already be changed. And I know that's a small little thing, but I mean, for us, I think it's all about having the game play and look the way we remember. And if they did WWF WrestleFest, I don't think that would be the case, unfortunately. But a lot of people wanted. 38 people voted to say they wanted, and it brought it into the top 10. So it's definitely a cab that people want. And maybe someday it might happen, but I do think it will be a shell of itself, unfortunately. So at number 6, with 46 votes, is Time Crisis. And Time Crisis, it's done by Namco, and we already know they have a great relationship with Namco. So the chances of this happening are probably very high. It's a blast to play. Sidden light gun technology they're obviously going to use for it. And they've done it with Big Buck Hunter, so I know they could do it with Time Crisis. It has the pedal, and we see they already managed to do the pedal pretty good for the stand-up outrun, and they're going to have the pedal for the Ridge Racer cab as well. So that whole stand-up experience with the pedal, I feel like they've nailed it to the point where by the time they do Time Crisis, I don't think it would be a problem. And a lot of people are looking to have a great light gun game in their arcade. Not everyone was a fan of Big Buck Hunter. I know T2's coming out. That one's a little more popular. But Time Crisis might be the light gun game for most people. Coming in at number 6, it's a cab that a lot of people want. So at number 5, with 52 votes, is House of the Dead. And speaking about a gun game that everybody wants, this is probably the most requested that I hear personally on the community fan pages and stuff like that. Who wouldn't want to shoot zombies, right? This one would probably come with 1, 2, and 3 on the cabinet. Again, you would need a stronger chip to probably run these games, but they're heading that direction. Every couple of years you can tell their chips are getting a little bit better and running some better games. And they have a great relationship with Sega, so I can't see how this one's not going to happen. I think it's just a matter of time, and a 5-year plan seems like a pretty good time period to probably get this game done. So number 4, with 55 votes, is Star Wars Trilogy. And, who wouldn't want a Star Wars Trilogy in their game room? Just picture, a Star Wars pinball, Then you got the Atari Star Wars. Then the Star Wars trilogy right next to it. Oh my God, that would be beautiful in a game room. Such a fun game, great game. Really pays tribute to the original trilogy. Again, they have a great relationship with Sega, and they have a great relationship with Disney. So I feel like this is one that could definitely happen. It's got that flight stick control, so it brings something new into your game room. Right now, the only one that they've done that has that is Tron. So doing it for Star Wars trilogy will kind of bring that into your game room, something new. Just a very popular cabinet, and obviously Star Wars is a very popular franchise, so it would sell really well, and doesn't surprise me that it came in at number 4. So at number 3 with 65 votes is Daytona. So right next to Cruisin' USA, this is the most asked for driving game. Well, I guess it is the most asked for driving game because it came at number 3. So it even beat out Cruisin' USA. I'm not surprised it's in the top 3. It's a great game, and I think this is going to be a driving cab that they're gonna bring out when they kind of perfect the driving cab experience. Because again, this is one that there also needs to be some connectivity. People want to race against each other, and I feel like that needs to be perfected by the time they do Daytona. There'll probably be a stand-up, there'll be a sit-down. Hopefully with the sit-down, they're going to perfect that sit-down experience, and it won't be that same stool that we got with Outrun. Maybe there'll be a more comfortable chair. Hopefully it'll look a little more close to what the actual driving cab arcade looked like, and not just that eyesore of a stool that they gave us. But I know that's what they could do at that time. I completely understand. This is a game that for me would be a must buy, and I think for a lot of people would be a must buy, and that's why 65 people voted for it. So Daytona at number 3. At number 2 with 75 votes is NFL Blitz. So again, another game I wasn't surprised to see in the top 3. I mean, a lot of people really want this game, and the good thing about this game is it catches two different consumers. You get the people that are into arcades, arcade enthusiasts, the people that, like me, that buy a ton of Arcade1Ups, we're going to buy that cabinet. But then you also get people that have, man caves and bars and stuff like that would also buy that cabinet. I mean, it would sell so well. And the good thing is, we already seen that they did NBA Jam. A lot of people thought that was impossible, and they made it happen. So I feel like, NFL Blitz is just that next rung that, they're going to grab for, and they're going to get it. I feel like they've already kind of teased it. So I wouldn't be surprised within the next 5 years if we see an NFL Blitz for sure. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a very popular cabinet that we're going to see in a lot of game rooms. So now the big kahuna here, NumberOne. So with 116 votes, the cabinet that is the most wanted within the Arcade1Up community is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. I mean, we all want Donkey Kong. This is the most wanted cab, and probably the most requested on a yearly basis. Just people saying, when are you going to do Donkey Kong? When are you going to do Donkey Kong? And obviously, because of Nintendo, we know the chances are very slim. Very, very slim. But this question was a 5-year plan. And Arcade1Up definitely has some growing pains that they're still trying to iron out. We see with some of the retailers sometimes, some of the cabinets are prematurely leaked, and then they, have to take them off their site. Sometimes we see, their game lists don't match with what the actual cab is. They got some stuff to iron out for sure. And I think they would need to get that all straight before they try to partner up with Nintendo to do something. Because Nintendo, they're perfectionists. They want to do things right. And they've been around for a long time, kind of, sticking to what they do best. And if they were to ever partner up with Arcade1Up, Arcade1Up would have to prove to them that they could do things the right way and handle their IPs properly. Because they're not going to accept any leaks. not at all. I mean, this cabinet's beautiful. It's got an amazing form factor that they would have to hit out of the park 100%. You know, we wouldn't accept anything less than that, and I know Nintendo wouldn't accept anything less than that. It would probably come with Donkey Kong Jr., probably Donkey Kong 3. And, you know, for me, if Arcade1Up would be able to do this with Nintendo, I mean, that would be the ultimate power move to show that, you know, as a brand, they are, you know, really growing and they're partnering up with a lot of people right now. That's definitely impressive, but Nintendo would be the most impressive, and it would do what Arcade1Up wants to do with their brand, and that is make it a household name. Anybody that's connected to Nintendo, you're gonna know that name brand for sure. So yeah, Donkey Kong is the most wanted cab within the community. No big surprise there. This was a really fun poll to do, and I feel like hopefully this is a great tool for Arcade1Up to use to really see what us within the community really wants. These top 10 games, I mean, a lot of them I think are possible. Obviously, the two Nintendo ones, Punch-Out and Donkey Kong, are the ones that would be the hardest to do. But a lot of the other ones I think are possible. And hopefully, within the next 5 years, we all get these amazing cabs that we all are hoping come out at some point. Because Arcade1Up is doing a great job giving us a lot of the main titles that we all know and love. And now, you know, some of these other titles that are also huge titles, but that are a little bit harder to get. As Arcade1Up, you know, gets their footing and keeps on establishing their brand as the years go by, hopefully they'll be able to partner up with some of these other companies and get us some of those bigger titles that, in our mind, you know, we thought wasn't possible maybe at this point, but will be then. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. And hopefully we'll see some of these cabs in the next 5 years. Take care.